What we want to talk about today is inviting the unbeliever into what I call the conversation. Obviously, it's a monologue. You're the one doing all the teaching. But there really is a conversation going on. You are revealing deep things about the Word of God, and you've got people that are coming into your congregation, and they're having sort of a running dialogue with you on this. They've come in very, very skeptical. Depending on the size of your congregation, obviously, it depends on how many unbelievers you have. But even if you have a fairly small congregation, 50 people, 100 people, you probably have some people that have been coming for maybe quite a while that still don't buy it. Maybe you've got some people that come in at Christmas or Easter that are clearly unbelievers. I preach to a fairly large congregation, so I know that every week I've got quite a few people here that are pretty skeptical about what I'm going to say. So here are a couple of things that I think that I've learned from others. I think Andy Stanley and Tim Keller do a phenomenal job of inviting the unbeliever in. I've learned now to invite them in very, very early in the conversation. As soon as I open up and I say, today we're going to be talking about whatever it happens to be, I'll then say this. Now, I know that today we have a number of people here that haven't bought into Christianity. You're not there yet. You don't buy this thing about following Jesus. I understand. I get it. I fully understand why you believe that. I might even take a little bit of the blame on the Christian community. Yeah, I know, sometimes we don't give you very good answers. Sometimes we give you cliches. Sometimes we don't live up to what we claim to believe. Sometimes we're hypocritical, so I really can't blame you for being a little skeptical. But I would ask you to give us a little break today. I would invite you to listen to what we have to say and see if this doesn't resonate in your mind. And then off I go. I just have to believe that I'll let the text, the Word of God, do its work. But I want to remember this. The reason that person is an unbeliever is because they've got some questions that in their minds haven't been answered, at least as far as they're concerned, that has any real credibility. So as you're going along, you might even sprinkle out some answers. You might say, you know, if you've been wrestling with this for a long time, let me give you a quick answer to that. And you just sort of punctuate your message with a few of those one-liners that at least brings them in. When you invite them personally into the conversation, it reduces the tension that is in their heart the minute they come in, because the music and everything we do is so foreign. So you want them to feel comfortable, not so much with the message, but comfortable with the surroundings and the settings, and that they are welcome. Here's something else that we already know to be true about the unbeliever. We know that the unbeliever suppresses the truth of the gospel because of unrighteousness in their hearts. Romans 1. Under the inspiration of the Spirit of God, the Apostle Paul says the reason people reject the gospel is because they don't want God lording over them. They want to have the final say. So they have some moral problem in their lives that they're pushing away. I will often tell them that. I will say, if you're going to be really honest with yourself, you must admit that you've got something going on in your life and you don't want God bothering you. Now be honest. Before you leave, think about it. Here's the solution to that. Then I bring the gospel in. Jesus himself said that men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil. That's why they don't want to come to the truth. So if we know about that, if we know all those things, we're not trying to put a guilt trip on them. We do want them to sense the weight of the guilt of their sin. They've already got that. We just want them to feel comfortable in the setting, that they're welcome here, and then invite them in as they listen to the logic and the reasoning as to why we believe, and at the very end, you bring the gospel to bear on their soul, and you leave the results to God. So the next time we get together, we want to talk about that one word that keeps you and your message from being remembered when people walk out into the parking lot. I'll see you then.